What's under your wig? I just want to talk to you a little bit today about wigs. Or fellas, it might be hats for you. And why? Because everybody has one. Now, you may be saying to yourself, I don't wear hats, I don't wear wigs. But I would argue that 99.9% of people do. And let me explain to you why. Just stay with me. So let's talk about what a wig or a hat is. It's an artificial head covering. It could be made of hair. It could be made of fabric or some other material. And why do we wear wigs and hats? One of the main reasons is to be fashionable. Some of us have to wear wigs or hats to protect our hair and our heads from the outside elements or from some other kind of hazard. Or some of us wear them to disguise ourselves, to become a character of some sort, or even to hide something that we don't particularly like. Now, you may still be saying, what the heck does that have to do with me? And why is she shooting this with no hair on? So, in life, most people have a wig or a hat that they wear when they face the outside world. Now, some of us, again, like to wear these things to be fashionable, to enhance the way we look or the way we feel from day to day. Fine. Some of us, unfortunately, may use that wig or that hat to cover up something else. For instance, we all know a person or people that can't have a conversation with you without talking about what kind of car they drive, what kind of house they live in, what job they have, their social status, how many degrees they have. Some people use things like that, or even other people, as a wig or a hat to hide their insecurities. Or you have people that might hide behind some element of their personality or their character as a form of protection. I'll tell you that I'm guilty of using my disposition as a wig. That's my wig. No matter when you encounter me out on the street, most people remark that my demeanor is fairly even. My temperament is fairly even. And I could be screaming on the inside. But if you ask me how I'm doing, before my brain has a chance to register what you have asked, my mouth is saying whatever it's programmed to say. I'm fine. I'm good. I can't complain. I'm doing great. And that may not always be the case. Now, if you are covering up things just to put your best face forward, fine. But on the flip side of that coin, it can be negative. We all also know people who we have never seen their hair. It may be by virtue of them just changing their style, but you've got people out there who are downright afraid for anyone to see them without their wig. So you never do. And guess what? It gets to a point where, we don't even know what that person really looks like. And they don't either. We get so consumed in hiding behind the facade, whether it be material things, whether it may be a significant other, or even, in my case, my demeanor, an element of my character, that we forget who we really are, or we don't deal with what is actually going on underneath that wig. And if we're not careful and we don't deal with the hair that's underneath that wig, guess what? it can do more harm than good. How many times have you held something in so long because you didn't want anybody to know what you were going through? Or how many times have you held something in because you felt you couldn't trust anybody to see who you really were? You didn't feel safe. That's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. And for those of us that desire even to help other people, it's not a healthy thing to do to cover up yourself and appear perfect to other people all the time either, because it lets them feel like what you have is unattainable. You do other people a disservice by always hiding behind or underneath your wig or your hat. So this week, or this month rather, I want to challenge us, me and you, to do a couple of things. First of all, identify your wig. Get still and be really honest with yourself about what may be the thing you use to cover up what's going on inside you. The emotional crutch that you lean on to protect you from the outside world, or to keep people from seeing your imperfections or your flaws. Second thing I want us to do is get in community with other wigless people. So maybe you dive down and you realize something is really hurting you, or you're insecure about something, and you don't feel free to just be yourself. Find other people, that you feel safe and comfortable with, to really let it out. And these are going to be people usually that are wigless themselves. They're not putting on a front, they're not covering up, and can be real with you. And the third thing, once you identify your wig and you find some safe place of expression to take that wig off, deal with what's underneath. You'll feel better for it. So this has been the first edition of Wigless Wednesday. I'm not sure yet how often I will do these, but I definitely want to continue to come and share with you in this way. So hop down in my comments, talk about, if you're comfortable, what your wig is and how you feel about going wigless. And I will see you all later, probably with some hair on. Bye.